As Bisi Olatilo and his adorable wife, Ebony Black Beauty Folashade Olatilo, renewed their marital vows at Ikoyi Registry a few days ago to reenact the scenario that played out at Mapo Hall in Ibadan, Oyo State, exactly 30 years ago when they officially got married. Echoes of the beautiful occasion reverberated with fond memories and a deep sense of gratitude to God Almighty for His uncommon grace for keeping them safe and in sound health for well over 5 decades, 3 of which they spent together as a couple. It could only have taken the grace of God to have been able to survive the many challenges they faced when growing up as a couple who were both orphans. One can imagine how difficult it would have been for Bisi and Sade to have coped with taking care of the children with their official chores as public servants at the time. While the wife, Sade, worked with the Federal Ministry of Education in Ikoyi, Bisi was an announcer newsreader with the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria in Ikoyi. Asked to describe the most glorious period of the marriage, Bisi Olatilo puts it in 2 distinct segments. Monday, 25th of January, 1982, when we had our first child, Adetola Olatilo, barely a month after we married. Another date which will remain evergreen in our minds forever is the 8th of December 2010, when our first child, Adetola Elutilo, made us happy grandparents. The only dim side of the marriage will be in 1989, when the news of the death of a set of twins, a boy and a girl, delivered prematurely by his wife, was broken to Bisi in the middle of the news bulletin he was reading at the time. Today, the union between Bisi and Sade Olatilo is blessed with 5 children and a grandson. God has really shown an abiding love and protection towards the family over these years. For the marriage that was hardly given a chance to succeed, given the peculiar nature of celebrity marriages, to have stood the test of time as one of the longest-standing marriages in the showbiz industry, is a bold attestation of the fact that the other ingredient needed for any marriage to succeed, apart from the grace of God, is for those involved in the union themselves to be prepared to make it work at all cost. Bisi and Sade are celebrating each other today in the presence of the whole world because they sacrificed a great deal to make theirs work. The lesson to take away from the Bisi and Sade Olatilo successful experience in marriage, especially for those in the media, entertainment and showbiz industry at large, is that if we make a conscious effort at it, our marriage will certainly work. The other aspect of our celebration today is strictly premised on business and diversification of Biscayne Communications into publishing, another arm of the multifaceted media business. Biscayne Communications are the producers of the award-winning Bisi Olatilo Show, the longest-running, most consistent privately produced family-oriented television program, the darling of Nigerian television viewers, both at home and in the diaspora. Biscayne Communications, owners of Biscayne World, our 24-hour TV channel, which beams its searchlight on news, sports, business, politics, entertainment and lifestyle programming. This was conceptualized by us to give the avenue to express ourselves on a much wider platform in readiness for the takeoff of Biscayne Television, for which the federal government was gracious enough to grant us a license last year. However, following the delay in releasing the frequency with which to power Biscayne TV transmission and the challenges we continue to face in transmitting on the satellite, the management of Biscayne Communications has decided to begin the production of the magazine version of what Biscayne TV was offering our viewers: news, sports, business, politics, entertainment and lifestyle programming. This is to give the teeming followers of Biscayne TV across Nigeria and other parts of the world who have been denied the opportunity of enjoying our rich program content on satellite TV a veritable avenue to keep a constant tab on our programs. Therefore, Biscayne TV has metamorphosed into BOS International Magazine, which will hit the newsstands every week to be run by time-tested professionals who have made their marks in different aspects of the media. BOS International Magazine will be an all-color magazine that churns out well-researched and properly investigated stories, devoid of sensationalism, keeping strictly to the sacrosanct tenets of media practice. We shall endeavor to provide a balanced platform for all sides to ventilate their views on any issue we treat. This way, we intend to earn the respect of our reading public. Our stories will be written in very lucid, breezy, easy to assimilate version. Of course, our strong point, which we hope to capitalize on, will be entertainment and lifestyle aspect of life and living. We have decided to retain the name BOS for the magazine to leverage on the popularity of the BC Olatilo show, which ID today a big and well-known brand all over Nigeria and indeed other parts of the world. The coming on board of BOS International Magazine at this time is also to answer the long-time yearning and request of our team and viewers for a magazine version of what we do on TV. Unlike the miss it and miss out once and for all opportunity that the TV subjects its audience, coupled with the constant power outages, the magazine has the added edge of the pass-around value, which gives more mileage to the consumer and advertisers of products and services. To properly assess how far the BOS International Magazine will go in the highly saturated, sophisticated, and vibrant Nigerian media landscape, let's take a cursory look at some of the stories in the maiden edition of BOS International Magazine. In our exclusive interview with Nigeria's diplomat emeritus, Chief Emeka Anyaoku, who served as Commonwealth Secretary General between 1989 and 1998, he talks about his inspiring diplomatic career, his marriage to a Yoruba woman, his love for the music of Sunny Ade and Fela Anikulapo Kuti. Chief Emeka Anyaoku also gave an insight into what he thinks the government should do to wipe out corruption in the country. Also in the maiden edition of BOS International Magazine, we have the full package of the Night of Reminiscences held for the late Ikenna Ndaguba in Lagos by broadcasters. Still talking about Ikenna Ndaguba, the Obi of Onitsha, Igwe Alfred Achebe, granted BOS International Magazine an exclusive interview where he spoke extensively on his relations with Ikenna Ndaguba and on why he gave the late Ikenna Ndaguba the prestigious Agbalanze traditional title posthumously. Also in the maiden edition of BOS International Magazine, we captured the exciting moments of the 15th edition of the Caris Awards, instituted by Pastor Chris Okotie of Household of God Ministries International. The award this year went to Nigeria's former national goalkeeper, Emmanuel Okala, MON. In the Legends, which will be a weekly feature on any person living or dead who has impacted our lives positively, we beam our searchlight on Chinua Achebe, the literary giant from Ogidi in Anambra State of Nigeria, whose novels are famous for thematically describe the devastating effects of colonization and the imposition of Western customs and values on the traditional African societies. Our Abuja-based contributor, Mani Onumonu, broadcaster, lawyer, and prolific writer, in his column tagged I Saw, looks at the lingering controversies surrounding the passage of the same-sex marriage law passed recently by the upper house of Nigeria's National Assembly. In our special focus segment, we shall bring you sights and sounds of the uncommon transformation Governor Godswill Akpabio is championing in Akwa Ibom State. There is also a special feature on Abuja, the federal capital, to mark the movement of the federal capital from Lagos to Abuja 20 years ago. BOS International Magazine brings a detailed coverage of the commissioning by President Goodluck Jonathan of the ultra-modern multi-billion naira Customs Command and Staff College and World's Customs Organization Training Institution in Gwagwalada recently. We shall also focus on the impressive strides made by the Comptroller General of Customs, Diko Abdullahi Inde, CFR, in his 2 years of being in the saddle of leadership of custom administration in Nigeria. Lagos, the commercial capital and industrial hub of Nigeria, is also in the news in the main edition of BOS International Magazine. In our regular column, BOS City Vibes, we shall look at different interesting topics ranging from housing, environment and traffic. In this edition, we shall bring you a first-timer's impression of Lagos. In BOS Diplomatic Angle, we shall look at the global perspectives of the Arab Spring, which began in Tunisia, snowballed into Egypt, and claimed the life of Arab's longest ruling dictator, Muammar Gaddafi, bringing to an inglorious end his 42-year grip on the oil-rich African country. Our diplomatic correspondent sounds a note of warning to other world despots that with the heat generated by the Arab Spring, especially in the wake of the fall of Gaddafi, who was seen as invincible and whose image loomed larger than life, there is a clear signal of an imminent end to the days of such despots. The clear message is that even in developing countries where citizens have lost their voice under the oppressive yoke of their leaders, the courage to embrace a new future is fast emerging by the day. In BOS International Magazine, First Time Out on Entertainment and In-House Counselor looks at betrayal in a relationship and gives useful tips to help people maintain a healthy relationship. Lovers Cafe deals strictly with matters of the heart in an interactive format with a channel of communication open between the love coach and readers who are free to seek advice on any problems they have issues about with ready answers for readers. Still talking about entertainment, we shall unveil one of Nigeria's frontline music ambassadors, carrying Nigeria's flag aloft on the global stage of music. Soulful singer Lami Phillips is a multi-talented person. She is a singer, songwriter, educationist, and youth leader. Born in Chicago, Illinois, in the USA, Lami has produced a unique blend of music of contemporary and African flavor and classic soul music. BOS Sports takes a swipe at the maladministration of Nigerian sports, which resulted in the strings of woes experienced in all ages of Nigerian football in the year 2011. Even the last hope Nigeria had of a chance to fly the nation's flag in the London Olympics of next year was bungled by the Austin Iguavon-led under-23 coach and his boys. The question being asked, for which we seek answers from all Nigerians, is how to rediscover our winning ways in sports in Nigeria. The BOS International Magazine brings you a full dose of some exciting wedding ceremonies we captured recently. Leading the pack will be the all-star wedding of Chinedu Ikedieze of the Aki and Popo fame of Nigeria's Nollywood, which practically brought traffic to a standstill in Lagos and Imo State recently. There is also sight and sound from TA's 15th anniversary celebration, which took place in Lagos, as well as the high-octane wedding of Kuku and Fowler families, which shook Lagos and Dubai to their very foundations recently. On the menu of the first edition of the BOS International Magazine, some exclusives on the Ojudioba Festival and the Eyo Festival celebrated recently. The Fashion Designers Association of Nigeria, FADN, inducts Bisi Olatilo, Dele Momodu, and Honorable Abike Dabiri Erewa, and others as patrons of the association at the Patrons Dinner held recently in Lagos. We shall also have snippets of the Ade Bakare 20 Years on Stage fashion show, where his 2012 collection was showcased. We shall also be flashing back to look at the highlights of the Nigeria Music Video Awards for 2011. In our People and Places segment on BOS International Magazine, we shall bring you exclusive details of the activities put together by Oba Adedokun Abolari of Okeila, Orogun, to mark his 5th year anniversary. The monarch launched the Orogun Abolari Aruinkeye Foundation, OAAF, a non-governmental organization to help in the development of his immediate environment. The guest lecturer at the occasion was Dr. Akinwumi Adeshina, Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, who spoke on reviving the rural economy through agricultural transformation of Nigeria. To keep the dream of the continued sustainability of BOS International Magazine aloft, we solicit for the assistance of corporate concerns state governments, government agencies, individuals and other business concerns for sponsorship and advert placements on our weekly production. We promise to churn out every week high-standard, incisive and thoroughly enjoyable magazine which will keep everyone in the loop about goings-on in every facet of life. Finally, to complete a session of the multiple celebration for the family of the Chairman CEO of Biscayne Communications, Prince Bisi Olatilo, celebrating 30 years of blissful marriage, the launch of a brand new magazine, we wish to enjoin you to wish the indefatigable Chairman CEO of Biscayne Communications, Prince Bisi Olatilo, a happy 58th birthday anniversary. This is just some hours away. The conceptualization of BOS International Magazine, although was circumstantial, came on the spur of the moment and work started and ended in a record 1 week. In addition to the all-color magazine version of the Bisi Olatilo Show, which is out every week, don't forget that the ubiquitous Bisi Olatilo Show is still on AIT every Monday night at 11 p.m. and Ben TV London on Sunday night at 10:30 p.m. You can catch us live on the internet on www.biscayneworldtv.com. By all standards, this production is indeed a miracle, one we cannot thank the duo of Femi Akintunde Johnson and his lovely wife, Ire Tunde of Footprints, our editorial advisor of this magazine, who put in their very best, working clearly far beyond the call of duty, with the full complement of Biscayne Communications team, headed by its Chairman CEO, to deliver the maiden edition of BOS International Magazine, which will soon hit the newsstands. To God be the glory.